Welcome to the market recap show. It's going to be a good one. Traders, stay late, and you're staying with me right now, so I hope all is well. It was a big day, but I feel like I'm saying that every day. There's lots of good opportunities every single day. Today, a little bit choppy back there for sure. I was talking with a few traders, and I think we are a little bit under 50% on green versus red there on the floor today, so definitely a little tricky, making some plays there. I'm just going to pop out the chat. Yes, I'm number 9. Make sure you guys hit the like and the subscribe as we want to say what's up to everybody that's here. Let's just see who's here right now live with us quickly. It's just a quick little roll call. We'll start with it out right now as our roll call comes through. We only have 28 minutes. All right, did I just see Chef Joe is here? I haven't seen Chef Joe in a minute. Maybe I didn't, so that's why. Yo, what's up, Rich Naples? What's up to John is here. Abel Professor's here. Bonkzilla's here. I like that one. As my friendship bracelets are hitting my the edge of this desk here right now. What's good, Daryl? Yeah, man, I know you're a real one as well. Dr. Strange, B. Davis, Baron Davis, great basketball player. Danny McNabb, he's here as well. What's up to Donovan McNabb? Any Eagles fans? Fly, Eagles, fly. Melissa's here. What's up to Melissa Murphy? And I'm here. You're right, DJK. What's up to Juan? What's up to Zion? We're going down, baby. Yeah, you're right about that. Check out with your Range Rovers as well. Shout out to Nelly. Another, it was Eminem's. I'm going to put in the chat. Do you guys have any idea how old that guy is? It was just his birthday. I think it was three or four days ago. Very, I don't know, it made me feel old, how old Eminem is, and I'll just tell you how old he is. I was going to look in the chat for it, but he's 51. 51 for Eminem right now. Absolutely amazing. Is that young? Yeah, no, I mean, I feel it's fun, but it's like when you hear about that, like I remember watching 8 Mile and things like that, and just like yeah, you look like a baby in that one for sure. But shout out to Detroit. What's up? So, okay, here we go. Let's go quickly over some market recap, right? So today, is that the right board? Yes, it is. So I changed it from sector recap to market recap because I have a very interesting sector sort of watch that I want to do with everybody later on. All right, we said there was only well, I just said one, but there was actually 2 sectors that were up today, and you could probably guess what they were. Just think about it before you look at the screen. Which 2 may be up? We talked about what was happening with rates today. We saw the NASDAQ pulling back. We saw the dollar moving around. Well, I don't have the DXY on here, but it's SLV and GLD. So let's go over here right now. So silver today up 1.4%, nicely back to the 50 period. Look at the run silver's been on lately, $19. Oh yeah, water time. Thank you, Ramin. Right there, so just a half hour left, guys. Stick with us. Oil, we'll talk about that in a minute, but silver, nicely done up to the 50 period. Again, a flight to a little bit of safety. For investments, I don't know if you like oil specifically, silver specifically itself, or you can maybe get a mining company, something like that, that may pay a dividend. But SLV, of course, the trust, the iShares Silver Trust. And then the same thing over here with GLD, the Spider Gold Trust, again, making a nice move back up to the upside, taking out some levels. We can maybe talk to Michael about this or something else, but we'll wait to see what he wants to talk about with GLD coming through. And then, wow, what a disaster today. I had some notes about this. So today we had TAN all the way to the downside. Why was TAN getting crushed? Down 6%. I feel like if you're going to pick your poison, you may want to do it in an ETF because there was some name-specific problems today. So today we had Solar Edge Technologies come out and hit a 3-year low. 3-year low. So if you are trying to find some value and you know a little bit about the sector, look at SEDG right there. And we can actually go over, look at a weekly. We can look at a monthly, but this is getting really cracked right back into here. You're back down. We talked about 3-year low. That's where we're looking at right now. Maybe some support, but that's not 36 bucks. Is it? What's that top right here? Yeah, 72. So we actually touched it all the way back into 18. So 2018 back in May, SEDG. So you're even a little bit lower. You're 5 years low right now today, triggered out. And all it was an early forecast. So they forecasted between 720 to 730 million, significantly lower than 880 to 920. So that's a big haircut right there coming back in. So if you do have price, earnings per share, EPS, PEs, so on and so forth, well, now they've cut their own expectations down 20%. So from 900 down to 700, so a little bit more, 25% on SEDG, creating that negative move down, having an effect and a pull down on other names, like an N phase. Again, look at the weekly on N phase. What was up must come down. But again, like we talked about having to do some more work on all of this. Where is the value? N phase to me is very interesting because it's October 26th. So we don't have to wait long, man. Just go through the weekend, do some homework on N phase. Let's find out what numbers we're looking for on the 26th. See if this one has a chance to go because it's 9% short. So this has been paying the shorts. If it gets too depressed, we may have an awesome opportunity. I don't think this is necessarily like the new Carvana or anything like that, but some of these solar stocks are getting beat up and there's going to be some good value at some point. We did get some good movers today. We had Valero up today. I noticed, was that true? No, Valero's actually down today, up 4% on the week though. That's what I was looking at with Valero. And the reason why that came through is OIH on the weekly. You're still kicking it up nice and high here. We don't need weeklies anymore. Let's go back to dailies. There's OIH back down to 330, 340. So holding out. I wanted to look at USO. We were down, what, 1.5 into the close? Yeah. So USO, again, United States Oil Fund, still making a move back down today, but still nicely done at the top. And actually, we could talk to Michael about energy. I know he came in with an energy name this morning, I believe, at 8:45. But me and him had gone back and forth about XLE. Now, I did either yesterday. Either yesterday or today, we did have that. Sometimes I'm just doing that on purpose. We don't need to take that much water, but it's pretty good. Get a little refresh there. Maybe some on my upper lip. Anyways, XLE, I was like, not getting upset, but we only took out like 10% with that first time I asked him, but we got out of 20 more percent the last couple of days on the upside. It is fading back out, but XLE remains high, and I think that we still could be posed for a breakout. I feel a little nervous, obviously, every single weekend, and I think that's what pulled back the market. I mean, look at the triple Qs. Pretty bad week. If we can zoom in just a little, whoopsies, went the wrong way there. We can zoom in a little bit here on the weekly, the other way. No, now it's gonna take me a while to get back into it. You could just see anyways, nice downside move. Let me just resume that. Go to a 60-minute, we can get the weekly on this no matter what. But to pull back in, so you could see that going back to where we were on Monday, what day is it today? It's the 20th, so going back to the 15th or so on Monday. So we were right back into here on the NASDAQ. Nice bump up there on Monday with a follow through from the weekend, right? And then we've just had negativity all week coming into the NASDAQ, and we are closing, and we actually went back in. If we call up the daily chart, we were looking at the NASDAQ back into some of those September lows. So there it is right back there into June, but it's that low right back into there August 18th. That's what we're bouncing off of. And there's that September 27th low of, I think it was 14,600 on the NASDAQ, but I just feel that coming into next week, we've got Microsoft, we've got Google. Look, how did Microsoft look today, right? I mean, let's just go over and have a quick little 15-minute chart into Microsoft. Not great, not great. Some nice pullbacks coming in. October 24th. So what day is that, Fabian? Tuesday or Wednesday? We'll go with Tuesday. So coming through, so you got 1 or 2 more days of Microsoft earnings. Can it hold that bid? You also have Google coming through on the same day, man, Tuesday after post-market. What a big day that's going to be with both Google and Microsoft coming out. November 2nd? 24th. Slow down, Fabian. We got this over here. November 2nd. Where did that come from? All right. Sorry, yeah, it's all good, baby. But anyways, it's that 50 period that's coming into worry for me on all of these names. That's Google right there at 133. It's Microsoft coming in there as well. We're right at the 50 period right now. I'd hate to see a retest of the 200, but unfortunately, our friend, as of last earnings, we got to go because I got Michael Noss soon. I do want to talk about sectors really quickly, but look at this name, Tesla, on earnings, back down into that 200 period moving average. This is a buy zone. Probably worth dipping some in for Tesla. I'm going to wait to see what happens. All right, quickly, we didn't want to go on there. I want to talk about this next topic because I think it's pretty important to go over this. So I'm going to just go into my mail and open something up here because I think it's pretty important. I mailed myself this stuff. First of all, one thing I want to talk about, this has been pretty important. Let me just See, for some reason I downloaded it and it just didn't hit my screen there. Let me just download this real quick and it should show up right now. That's not a big, that's gonna have to zoom in on this one. But we talked about this earlier. This is the largest decline of 1% or more each month. So right here in October, right, the S&P since 1950, this has had the largest daily declines of 1% or more. 10% of the month has a 1% move down or more. So this is the nastiest month. It's October, not September. It's October for the S&P 500 daily declines of 1% or more. So this is an outlier. When you're going to go back 73 years and have it look pretty consistent all the way through, you can see December is going to be the best month, but it's October the worst. So that when we get a little bit of a pullback today in the SPY of 1.2%, hey, it happens, right? And it happens this month. So don't hit the panic button here. That was one thing I wanted to talk about real quick. The other thing that was pretty interesting to me, and again, follow me on Twitter at X, at TraderTVSean. My wife told me there was 18 fake accounts that she had to report. Come at me. I guess they are. Anyways, okay, so right here, look at this, the average stock performance. So now I just want to talk about how bad it's really been since July. I know Michael will probably have some things to talk about as far as this is concerned, but come over to my screen right now, Ramin, if you can. I just want to talk about the average stock performance. I think I have a different chair here. This is feeling a little weird. Look what's happened here. This is from July 31st to October 20th. And I got this credit from Bespoke. This is from Bespoke, so thank you for them for putting this out. But look at the consumer staples, 15%. Discretionary, all the way. What's one sector that's up? It's energy, up 5.4%. So that's talking about all of August, all of September, and these numbers have gotten worse. So this is from October 20th. Again, you know, well, today's October 20th, but they're going to be getting worse into earnings, I feel like, anyways. So this is 3 months, not great movements there for the last 3 months. I've just got blown up here on my screen. Come over here, Fabian, for a second. I don't know how to deal with Fabian. Oh, there it is. I got it off. Sorry, I just had to hit escape right there. So that's that. So now let's talk about some strong names or weak names into this market, right? So this is what's been happening. Don't feel too bad if your portfolio looks like this. But these are outliers, right? Like consumer discretionary, real estate to the downside, consumer staples, right? That's going to include PepsiCo. We've seen a lot of names got hit. Pepsi, Coke, McDonald's, obviously on the consumer side of things. These are some of the names that have gotten hit to the downside. Consumer discretionary, Tesla in that as well, back into the downside. So one more thing I want to talk about quickly before we go to Mr. Nas, who's patiently waiting in the wings. Here we go. Now, because we talked about how negative some of these sectors have been, let's go ahead and look at some stocks. So here we go right now, up on my screen, the #1 top performing stock. These are in the S&P 500. So it is going to take out some of those other names that may not be in there, like a Tempest or some names that are just going like crazy every day. Look at Eli Lilly, man. In 3 months, so again, this is August, September, and what we're into October, dates are quite clear, 30% up. Progressive, good report from them. The financial name, upside. Arista Networks, wow, ANET, did not see that coming. 23.5. Amgen, Constellation, CBOE, up 16%. The financials are rocking, right? Diamondback Energy, no surprise there. Humana, get some healthcare exposure. But what you're not really seeing in here is tech. You have Akamai there, and we just talked about Arista, but what's been leading us up? The Mag 7, not in here, none of them even close to this, and most of them going to be red heading into this number. There are going to be some names that aren't, but just interesting. Marathon Oil, financials and energy leading the way with the biggest and the baddest, Eli Lilly. We just trimmed some Eli Lilly actually upside there because, you know, we talked about that. Pigs getting slaughtered, and again, that's not my thing. Look at Eli Lilly. Oops, too many L's. You never want to take too many L's. But Eli Lilly there, we just got some out. It was 608, I believe, is the price we got. So a nice move down. Eli Lilly really rocking off of those GLP-1 drugs and whatnot coming into play with diabetes and some of those other addictions and stuff like that, curbing some of that. So you tell me if we're ready, guys. We are ready, so it's Trader Talk. Let's go. Hey, Michael, how are you doing? Yeah, I am way lower. Look at this chair over here. This is a different chair, but it looks like we're, There we go. Now I'm sort of equal with you, Michael. How have you been here today on a Friday? You gave us a great
Good.
trading idea earlier. I hadn't looked at it. I know it's a little bit of a swing trade. Any updates on that position at all?
Tallow, no, it didn't. Nothing triggered today, which is good because I'd rather
Yeah.
nothing trigger than have something trigger and fail. But yeah, it was a very interesting day. It was kind of, I guess, my worst fear when I was coming in this morning is
Right.
that we tested that 420 and we did so with some umph. So I'm less excited now if we hold it. I would think any bounce from here might be a shortable bounce because we were talking about this 420 on the SPY on Monday. I said this may come into play if we fail at
Yeah.
at this gap that I was talking about before. Just talk this gap right here. And we did fail at that gap, and now it's been 3 big down days in a row on increasing volume. So we closed pretty much right at that 420. So I wouldn't, again, it could bounce from here, but I wouldn't expect a significant bounce from this zone right now unless there's some game-changing news. So I think next week we're going to be heading down to a little bit new lows. We'll see where we find some support. Man, I don't know, maybe around the 410 or 420 area on the SPY.
I wanted to ask you about here, and it's something that I've been looking at, and I know you're looking at the SPY at that 420 level, and you've been dead on with that, and you've given that trade to us for a while. I want to look at SMH because honestly, when you're looking at NVIDIA, they're coming out on November 21st. I'll give you a minute to call it up. Come over to my screen real quickly, guys. I just want to show traders what I'm talking about here. SMH right now at this 140. I'm a little nervous about it because we do have NVIDIA coming on the 21st of November. Let me just double check when AMD is. Again, October 31st, so Halloween coming in for those guys. And then other big names. I mean, Micron, we've already had them come in September 27th. That wasn't great for Micron. But you can see right here on SMH, I'm worried, Michael, about losing this 140 area. Now, you're a good guy to obviously talk about here with being a CMT about some of these levels. And I know it's all about price action for you. But for me, we have an old thinking about the transports. I kind of feel like if we lose SMH here, we could start to head back down in, and then that will trigger that 420 break. We have some levels on the Qs that we're worried about, that September low. But this doesn't look healthy to me, man. A couple nice red candles in a row under the 50 period, a nice rejection up there in round 150. I think we take this level, and then honestly, I'm not sure we stop at the 200. It's not too far away. We could see some new levels back in near 120, which quite frankly scares my long-term portfolio.
Yeah, and I think you're right to highlight that rising 200-day moving average because I really think that's going to be the area that we're going to need to watch. I just took it off my screen here by accident, but that's fine. And the other thing that I've just actually added the
There we go.
RSI to my screen here just to show
Am I way off now? Sorry, Michael. Sorry,
the
Michael. That's my fault.
No, the RSI, a lot of people I think use this incorrectly where they look for stocks that the RSI has become oversold and they buy it. Generally speaking, what we've done a lot of studying, myself and around trade ideas, is basically showing that if a stock cannot get oversold, so is not on can't get under 30 for a long period of time,
Right.
then that's still bullish. And SMH hasn't been able to get under 30 for a year plus now.
Right.
And it may be putting in, it still has a long way to go. So it may be pulling in a higher low. So if we break that 420, but the RSI is not able to break under this 30, it could be a buying opportunity.
Okay.
However, I'm with you that we got to wait for price action. I don't want to catch falling knives. I'd rather go where the money is. And right now that seems to be energy, gold, precious metals. Jim Rogers always said in environments like this, you want to buy stuff that if you dropped it on your foot, it would hurt. Things like
Okay.
semiconductors may not be the move because that's more tech and technology. One thing I did want to chat about real quick is the dollar.
Yes.
Let's go
Okay.
just UUP. So UUP is just the ETF that I use for the dollar and didn't move today. So we had rates actually down just ever so slightly and bonds up ever so slightly. And then we had the dollar basically unchanged and this sell off in stocks. And if you've been watching recently, the correlation has been dollar up, stocks down, or
Yep.
rates up, stocks down. But we had a little bit of a relief in rates. We had no movement in the dollar, and we had a sell off in stocks. So that's something I'm going to have to really start pondering this weekend for what that means going into the future of the market here.
Quite a dramatic move down also in the Treasury there, the 20-year T-bill there with TLT. Absolutely just a horrendous week for them, up to 90 bucks and down to 83 and change right now. I think you're right. There's a lot of homework that is necessary for this weekend. Okay, so yeah, thank you for bringing that up though about that RSI. So I've sort of learned something, see you, Fabian. I sort of learned a little bit there about how it's not just the level breaking, but you want to make sure that the relative strength still holds. And then that 30 break, is that what you generally use as a 30 there? Because sometimes I'll use a 25 or something if I'm day trading, but I like that 30 level there on the RSI. If we hold, that's a good sign, obviously, for a good long-term position.
Yes, it's important to note with the RSI what the math behind this is actually telling you.
Okay.
And it's essentially just the average up move divided by the average down move. So, for example, if you look at TLT right here, we're having what's called an
Right.
RSI divergence. So this is moving lower where the RSI is moving higher. Basically, if you just dive into the math, what this indicator is telling you is that this recent down leg in bonds has taken less momentum or less power or less strength than this down move in bonds, showing that sometimes when these RSI divergences occur, it could mean that this low we are starting to have sellers die off a little bit, or they're getting more resistance from buyers. Now, could that mean that we are near a bottom in bonds, which would be a top in
Right.
rates? Maybe. Generally speaking, you would think that would be good for stocks. But as I talked about earlier, there's a little bit of a break with that correlation today that we have to think about.
You know what else I've been noticing here, and this was an interesting idea that you brought to us a little while ago. I think that whole, remember you brought us Mara and sort of the relationship
Mhm.
between where Bitcoin was possibly going to go as opposed to maybe where Mara had a better chance of maybe getting to the upside, and you showed some correlation. I think we've decoupled from each other there with Mara and BTC. Am I wrong looking at the chart? Come over to my screen right now, please. You could see Mara's not doing a whole heck of a lot. Basically, in the last week or so, and we know that crypto's had a nice move back and forth. Now, this is just a daily chart, so sometimes if you're looking at a little bit longer, you can see there has been moves inside of the day. But I'm a little bit surprised that it's not moving as dramatic, because I think that was an absolutely great call by you, looking at the short float and 29%. I mean, that's been pretty dramatic, but it has found a little bit of a bottom here. I just noticed that Bitcoin, I really do think it's primed to break through 30 grand. I know you do a lot of work with some of your followers as well with Bitcoin. What do you think about that? What do you think about that relationship with Mara? Is it still intact?
Overall, I think what we need to understand with Mara and Riot, and this is someone that actually worked for a crypto miner for a period of time back in 2018. It is a very hard business, and it's a very unprofitable business. It's very capital intensive. It's very hardware intensive. So over the long run, I think a lot of these things are going to disappear, or at least have a very, very hard time. But if I'm looking for a short move, so if Bitcoin is going to rally through that 30,000 level, I'm still going to look at Mara, because you mentioned that 29% short float. That's a pretty wild short float. 1 in 3 shares are being lent out right now to short. That to me is saying that, hey, if this thing gets going, it's going to be the place to put your money. But what I think is happening is, as we get closer to earnings, which Mara is on November 19th, you get a little bit of a decoupling between the stock and the actual price, simply because these things lose money hand over fist. So eventually fundamentals have to kind of take over. But if we are going to get this sharp move, if we are going to get through 30,000 in Bitcoin, I'm definitely going to be watching Mara. And I think the trade on Mara is pretty simple. We have this little tight consolidation going on for maybe the last month or so here, between like 9 and 7, you could say. I think it would be a quick momentum buy over 9, a stop under 7, and you're hoping that that rally took place. You can see the same thing occurred back here,
Yep.
where we had this really tight consolidation, and we only had a
Boom.
little bit of a bump in Bitcoin that caused nearly a 100%
Right.
gain in Mara.
Right. Yeah, that's what got me excited when I saw that the last time you brought it on. I was like, all right, here we go. We've got the magic sauce there, but there's so much more about it. GBTC, of course, had some news the other couple, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, about them turning over again into an ETF. You see GBTC. This name is really, really rocking, man, on a daily scale, right? Oops, I just hit like. That means it's going to go into my love pile, right? And again, this is Trade Ideas, and I did want to make sure that everyone did catch you. First of all, right there on X, right? They can find you at Michael Noss, CMT, of course, charter market technician. But we do have that great offer right now with Trade Ideas. When does the, oh no, I lost what's it called? Going to the
Test drive.
Test drive. I forgot the name of it, and see, I was like, they're revving up, like we're going right there for a test drive. I won't forget that again. But the test drive is on. Is that on all weekend?
And that actually starts, we're leading up to it to give people time to sign up. That actually starts November 6th.
Okay,
so
November 6th, okay.
That Monday, but you can sign up now if you go to trade-ideas.com/tradertv. You can sign up there. Yeah, you get $11, gets you access to the entire program to knock around for 2 weeks, both the web version, which you've seen me use here, and the downloaded version. And then we're having that contest, which would be interesting to see if some of you guys end up joining, where you're going to be trading in a simulated account, and the winner gets $1,100, and then we've got some money for second place and third place as a way to encourage people to try to paper trade, whether you're a new trader or an experienced trader. It's a great way to make sure that you're honing your trading plan and just having fun. We've been having a lot of fun internally, just competing with each other and talking smack and just having a good time.
All right, so yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll probably join that. But like you said, though, people are going to YOLO, right? People are going to buy like the craziest names, and we're going to see if it works out. How long is that contest? Is it 1 month? Is it? Have you set a date for that?
It's the full 2 weeks of the test drive.
Okay,
so from the day the test drive starts, as soon as it ends, we're gonna stop it. We're actually going to live put up the top 5 people on the web version of Trade Ideas. So there'll be a little dashboard where it will have your username and what you're trading and what your account value is, so people can really compete against each other.
I like that.
And again, it's a great way to stay engaged with the market.
Well, like Pikachu, I choose you. Michael Noss, I choose you. So we'll battle on that one, and we'll see what happens on that. I would love to join that up and join the Trade Ideas family with that one. So we only have about 1,300 people watching. It's a little light. It's a Friday. But do you have anything going on this weekend? Are you going to be streaming anything? I do want everyone to make sure they follow you at Michael Noss CMT. I also know you have an Instagram handle, but I'm sure they can find everything. What are your plans this weekend?
Well, we're going to have a rainy weekend, so I'm probably going to go through hundreds and hundreds of charts, and then I do a weekend video and a Substack. If you just search Michael Noss on Substack, where I'll send you out my thoughts of the market and a nice video going through all the weekly charts of the ETFs and indices that I watch. Again, completely for free. Just I'll put it on Twitter as well.
Perfect.
So you can check that out there if you want my thoughts on the market going into next week.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out too. I'm not part of your Substack. I'm going to get on that right now immediately as well. Thank you, Michael Noss. Have a great, hopefully dry weekend. But hey, privately, I'd rather it rain so you can check out all the charts and bring the good ideas to us next week. So Michael Noss, go find him out. Thank you so much. Find him on Twitter. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Talk to you guys Monday. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Michael. Ciao. Okay, yes, sir. And again, Michael Noss, just so solid. All of his analysis there. I actually meant to talk to him about XLE a little bit, but we'll get him next week. There's lots of time for that. All right, what is our next topic? Oh yeah, trade review. I just want to talk a little bit about Microsoft, because there was a trade in there today that my chart will probably be all messed up. We gave this to everybody live into the closing show. We took it at, I go back on the air at 2 o'clock. So here's some trades right at 2. And again, I just want to, all right, hold on a second. I got to edit this out. Don't you dare, Ramin. Although today I got to go. I don't have to. Well, I don't have to do anything, but we got to go. I don't want to keep Ramin. It's your birthday weekend. Oh my God. All right, let's go. End of the stream right now immediately. I'm going to get this going. Well, happy birthday, Ramin. And best of everything to you. Ramin's been absolutely fantastic. How long have you worked here? 3-4 months, wow, and absolutely killing it, one of the best we've had. Okay, so just real quick right now, I just want to show you guys that sometimes you have to keep it simple with your trading, and no matter what your opinion on the market is, I think you got to still pay attention to technicals, and I should have brought this up with the CMT himself, but it's like we had VWAP come into play here on Microsoft, and I sort of have gone with something there. When you get big moves down and you miss them, it's fine. Just wait for it to come back up into VWAP, because it's not even like right here we have some crazy levels to play off of. All I was really doing was just trying to play off this VWAP level. It broke a couple times, but you got to give it a little bit of room. So again, back in, the plays just kept on working, and then we really had a nice move back, and we've got out to 200 period, 200 period, some nice moves back down. So these are like 328.50 levels, and some of these out, 327 flat, 327.50. So goes into the dollar club, scalped a little bit out. But again, even though the market can kind of go to sleep a little bit, you can always find some good opportunities. Just please stay patient. Make sure you're watching Trader TV Live every single day, because this is exactly the way that I want to trade. And I think it's really been working out for me lately. We had some good trades in AMD as well. You can see, if it will load. Again, nice moves back in at the end of the day. They're shorting some of those tops. That's a 103 top. Little bit, you know, I guess busy there in the morning, but nice moves back in. And then we had one real clean trade on Amazon at the end of the day as well that we talked about. And this, again, these are both VWAP trades. Just keeping it simple off VWAP there, 126 out, 125.50 there at the end of the day. So again, thank you so much to everybody for watching. We're going over to the next topic quickly. It's going to be roll call, so let's do that real quick. Who's still here, man? Traders stay late, and I know it's Friday, and I know it's later than normal, so we'll do a quick little roll call here for everybody that's still here. Hey, yo, Ponzi Fonzie's still here. John E is here. Bears vs. Bulls is here, and I do want to go over some quick super chats that we have. Thank you to Kyle so much. Thank you to Phil. Thank you to Julian. OJ's White Bronco, man. I mean, it's a classic. Mac Attack, he's here. Dean Jennings is here. Stephen, Dale, Dan, and Sweet Bean, all new members. But again, we didn't get too many people here. So what's up? Nunya Biz, he's always here. Hugh is here. He's right here. What's up to Hugh? Alexander. Everybody I'm calling out, man, hit the like button so you can get... We got to get more likes. I know it's been a little bit of a light day. Violet, we have actually no earnings. It's Friday, so we're doing our best here. Chris is here as well. Jay Trades, Lava, Deez is here. Zion is here. It is Friday, Zion. You're right about that one. What's up to Apollo, Dr. Strange, Ian Respetto, TGIF. What are my plans this weekend? We have a hockey game tonight. I'm really excited. It's my boy. It's his second sort of rep game for him tonight. We have another game tomorrow, my daughter, and then hopefully we'll be able to hang out and chill out, spend some nice time with your loved ones this weekend. What are the plans, Ramin? Where are you going? I like it. Sushi tonight, she says. A bonfire? Oof. Sushi tonight, bonfire party there tomorrow. And then what was sounded good too? Patio season. Hopefully it's good for you. I don't know if it's supposed to rain on Sunday. It always rains on her birthday. So there it is right there, yes. Yeah, we'll get Ramin on. She rings the bell sometimes. She's really busy. So shout out to Ramin. Thank you for staying late with me as well. Production stays late. Traders stay late. Thank you so much. I'm back on Monday. Should be a good one. Little nervous about this weekend, which is why I think we had some heavy selling there today on the NASDAQ and the SPY. So let's just hope that pray for safety and everything, world peace. That's what we always do. Enjoy the sports, man. It's going to be another good weekend. College football's on tomorrow. Obviously, we've got the NHL kicking as well. NBA starting up next week. And then, of course, NFL and the Packers on Sunday. So, all right, from everybody here at Trader TV Live, I'm Sean Katina. Go follow me at Trader TV Sean on both Instagram and on Twitter. Many fakes. Be careful about it. I'm Sean. We'll see you on Monday. Ciao, everybody.